All right, let's get this up. And hopefully, I do have a new setup now. Um, I do actually have a new setup now. So this should actually be pretty good. I do actually think that the sound should actually be a lot better. So let's actually get this up and then we'll be good. All right, got that announcement out. It's been a while since I've done one of these games. It really has. I'm just gonna take the more peaceful route this time rather than use my usual pincer move. This move is weird because it's in line with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and just approach here. I've also been trying out some stuff on my other account, just like different variations of starting variations. Have not been that successful. Most of those variations I've tried out kind of sucked. I ended up losing most of the games. But that's just what it is. I'll be trying to play more of these more often because I used to do this every day, but then I was like, I really like because I don't do this for a job and I don't make much or I don't really make anything doing this. Realistically, it's hard to keep up that kind of schedule. That's not a good move. I think a lot of people would play like S16 or so. I mean, it's not too damaging. It's just not the one I would make. I'm gonna go ahead and play here. Mainly, I'm not a huge fan of this because it doesn't get you any territory here. Like, it does prevent me from going from R17, but it's an extra move. Should I even answer that? Yeah, I should. Actually, I have to. But it doesn't get you much here. I'm gonna go ahead and play here because it inhibits him expanding over, and him expanding over, I think, does actually more or less put a little bit of threat on these. Whereas this stone, I'm not too worried about overall. I'm not actually very good at answering the double approach. Is the other thing, but I do have to say I am not very good at answering the double approach. Not at all. I'll try to do this at least once or twice a week. I mean, I actually enjoy doing this, but I do actually have to have time. I'm going to do that because it threatens to invade down here as well as it separates the stone. That's a bad move because I still have, you just make me stronger here and I still have the C13 move. So this doesn't actually do you any favors. See, I'm just going to go ahead and take C13 at this point. It's going to take you a lot more than one move to surround that. It's going to take him a lot more than one move to actually surround that and kill that. And it puts him in quite a lot of danger here. Also, like, I am going to take the... Oh, that's horrible. I'm going to connect. Like, you're doing so much damage to yourself right here. You are doing so... I mean, I probably should... I can probably just come up, actually. But you're doing a lot of damage to yourself right there. And then I'm going to... See, like, this is important that I take care of this. But I think I'm just going to do it this way. And that's a lot of damage because obviously that's bad for him. He does get to live down here, of course. But the trade-off, like, he completely destroyed the side. He'd made this stone weak as well. And now you see, like, this invasion here is not a very good move. Just gonna do this. I have a lot of options if he tries to. Yeah, I figured he was probably going to do that. This one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Yeah, I probably should have connected down. I probably should have just not gone here. Don't want to do that. If I go down, huh? Don't really want to do that either. Might have put myself in a pretty bad position, actually. Let's try this. This is I don't know if I would actually do this in a game, but this will be interesting. I think this puts him in a rough position too, because if he plays J17, I'm going to play J18. That's actually fine. I'm going to take the bottom here. And it puts these three stones in a bad position. I'm just going to keep jumping. I'm going to jump as well. It's important. These two are pretty important. This is not really that important. If he Hane's here, you can always do that. I don't think that Hane is that important. Because you can always, I mean, if I do this and cut, what does that get me? Probably not all that much. This is a tough one. This actually requires some calculation, because if I do this and then I cut, I'm not really afraid what he's going to do here, but these stones could actually be in trouble. But you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just freaking go for it. Why not? Yeah, this is, I don't think this is generally a good choice, by the ways. This was a horrible choice, actually. Now that I look at it, this was actually really bad. Maybe not. I'm not. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It leaves me too many disparate groups, unfortunately, to actually take care of. Although there is a move in here I can use to kind of disgorge that, I guess. I would have to extend this way. Now there's a move here I can disgorge this with. This is actually not horrifically bad. It's not. It's actually okay. It's actually okay. I actually want to show this particular move. He can't beat me in liberties here. So he can't really do anything on this. This is pretty obvious what happens with this. You have to extend more here, and I have way too many. I actually have too many liberties there, because I can always use this move to disgorge. I can always use G14 as kind of like a move to kind of root to kill his liberties. That's not good for him. I'm just going to connect. He has no way to surround me. Okay. It's an interesting move. I don't know how I'm going to respond to this right now. Really don't know how I'm going to respond to this. This is one way. I've already kind of got what I want out here, so I can just sacrifice these two stones down here and take these three up here, and that would be a pretty good trade for me. Or I could be really greedy and try to get everything, which could actually lead to me getting into a lot of trouble. But the thing is, like, the thing about this is I'm actually not afraid of this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this actually. Oh wait, he has the other. Dang it. Okay, he made the wrong move. I was afraid of J18. Um, so I'm actually gonna go here, and this is just to choke off this I for the most part. And then you just come up here. There's nothing you can do about this. Obviously, this was really messy. I think actually, like, if I like I don't have this calculation exact, obviously. So I think if I was playing like a regular game, I would have just sacrificed these two and then taken the three up here. And that would still be a pretty big advantage. I would guess that would still be a decent advantage for white, or at least equal. You can actually get out of here. There's actually at least one fight to be had here. I mean, he's yeah, that was the one I was looking for. I have to do this. So if I do this, that's not good. I don't actually know um, if I can do this because it might actually give him this, which would be a pretty big disaster. And if he connects here, if he actually connects here, I have to come out here. So, but like sacrificing this corner might just be the way to go here, honestly, because you're already getting all of this out here. You could take this, but then he comes out here, and then you have a weak group down here. So, in my opinion, the right move is actually to connect here. You can let him. What? Okay, I'm just gonna take this then. Um, uh, but of course, Gote this is very not beneficial for him. It frees me up to basically do something like this. So obviously, like this is a good trade for white. You gave up like all of this up here. I probably should have went. I probably should have played like something else on top here, but there's not that much territory here because he has that extension. So this move isn't actually a good one. I just messed that up, but either way. But this is a huge advantage for white right now. I'll just take the territory on the bottom. I did mess this up because I should have tried to get like territory over here. I'm not going to be able to kill this. So you also can't kill this down here. See, I'm not really concerned about any of my groups actually being weak right now. This down here is pretty much alive. I'm going to just ignore that for right now and then play over here. But white over here is always alive. There's no way black can actually kill me right here, because you always have the double. You always have this, and he can't connect that. Okay, here you would jump, because this is just feeding into it. I don't think he has any threat over here. Maybe I should have played R3 or something. I don't exactly know. Huh. Might have screwed this one up. I might just connect. That might actually be the best move. He isn't that strong over there. I probably wouldn't have done that if I was him. This is also probably not a great move. I'm not extremely good at dealing with this. I can always play this move if there is this move always for me. That's one thing that like you can't forget, like the amount of options your opponent actually has. Because these two stones aren't that strong. Go ahead and do this. That's quite a bit of territory he gave me down here. I gave up all this influence up here, and that's definitely a mistake I made. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. He can't actually live down here. And there's no way he's going to beat me in terms of liberties. That's just not possible. So this is like doing that's a big loss for him. Something that's really I can just keep extending out. And come over here. I was never planning to kill this, so this doesn't really matter that much to me. That's probably not a great sequence. I might have just killed myself, actually. Definitely not a great sequence for me. I can do this, just don't really want to. That doesn't actually get me anything. Plus it just might kill me, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I mean, there's not too many points in here. That was probably a good trade for him, actually, overall. I don't think that was really useful. This is really big. Oh yeah, that's... I'm just going to connect this. There's not that much down there. This is big because it kills off his territory down here. He can't actually block me. It's also very big. Let me go ahead and head off this corner here. N2's not... N17's not bad either. I'm just basically fighting for Sente right now with that particular move. It's fine. Oh, wait. Ah, crap. No, it's fine. That's fine, that's fine.
Byoyomi.
In the end, he still owes me a move here. I don't know if I would have actually bothered with that right now. This is... Stuff like this is fairly large. Remember, this isn't complete points, because I can come down here and take this corner. There's very few points here because there's so many of these. Oh, wait, that's not a good move. Snap. That's my bad. I did not calculate that one. I definitely did not calculate that one well. Technically, I think if I did that, I would have just gone ahead and played J3. I don't know what the point of that is. I mean, I can technically do this, right? Oh, no, I can't. No. If he does that, I can just take. Yeah, I don't see the point of this move. This is something you don't really want to do because you're feeding people a lot of points. If I play here, I don't think he actually has a play. I might be missing something, but I don't think so. He's missing a liberty to make the e3 move. So he needs to do that, but then I can just play f2. He needs another move up here to stuff me here, but then I can play up here. I can also do this and try to get Sente. But that's it's actually not risky. It's actually not that risky. Because that allows me to play here. And since this stone is actually in the mouth, it's not that risky at all. Otherwise, it would be pretty risky for me to do that. I'm going to take this for safety precautions. So that cost him quite a few points there as well. I'm just going to do that for safety. I have several more liberties than he does. So yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with this. So I can just jump here. He got a couple points here, but not very much, and he lost quite a few by doing this. I can also just play this right now. I can come here. But I don't think that's really worth it. I'm just going to play this. Oh, that's fine, actually. I probably would have just... If I was him, I would have definitely taken this. I would have definitely just taken that. This is a lot bigger than this down here. No, that was a mistake. I should have disconnected. That's a lot of points there, actually. So this particular move, I have 2 liberties free up here, so I can indeed extend here. So realistically, I think S16 would have been a much, much better move. I don't actually need to answer that. With that being said, go this up here. Might as well just take this then. There's still 1 free liberty up here, so I'm not afraid of this. Oh, wait, no. Wait, why didn't he just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. There's a couple free liberties up there. I'm not really afraid of that. Got my 2 here, and that's, a lot of points there. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna connect here and make sure there are no mistakes. So I'm gonna leave that alone because I want the Sente there. If he wants to play the Ko, that's fine. And you basically just take every single advantage that you can right now. That's Sente. That's just how that's just really how the closing game works. Is this worth it right now? No, this is worth more. I think he might have not been down by that much when I made this mistake here. Because I definitely should have forced to the other side. That's good. I think he messed up here. Did he? No, no, he didn't. Never mind. Nope, I can't really do that right now. I don't think you need to do that. That might actually, but I'm going to go here first. Okay, get him back here. Connect that. That definitely needs answering. But that's not the way you answer that. It's actually okay. Because now when I do this, you can't disconnect. Oh, whites. I'm definitely. I'm. Oh, I'm definitely ahead in this game. I'm ahead by quite a lot in this game. But this is kind of a teach. This is kind of a teaching game. So like I'm definitely ahead in this game. Like black doesn't really have any points. Like he has a couple here, but like this game was kind of interesting because the way it was actually played, like down here, it's not a sequence I see all that often. I generally don't lose these teaching games unless I generally don't lose the teaching games unless I'm just like unless like the other player uses an AI. Of course, then I can't really win. I don't think this wasn't a good move. Like stuff like this should have been done first. Tari. He can't connect there, so you don't do that, and you would go here first. Sorry, that, and then you would connect this. I mean, I don't think there's anything here, but the game's not on like 1 or 2 points. So you connect all the, you basically connect, you fix anything you would usually see wrong. I don't think I needed to do that either, but I'm just going to go ahead and solidify it. Have to take this, and then he's going to have to connect this. I mean, the corner might have looked big, but it's really like 15 points right now. So this generally isn't, this isn't really tournament play because I don't think either player is really trying to read out that hard. Like, there's more time. First of all, there's like actually a lot more time in tournament play. And there would have been a lot more reading around this fighting area right here. There was definitely some mistakes made over here as well. Right now, just filling in all the liberties. There's no more points, so we're just filling in all the liberties. You don't actually need to do this on OGS. Some players want to, other players don't.
Pass. Remove the dead stones.
See, I'm actually ahead by like 40 points. So the game wasn't 45 points. The game wasn't close. So let's actually go back and review it. I have to go in like 15, 20 minutes, but we can review this game. It's a fairly interesting one, I would say. Basic start. Yeah, so I used to do this, but the better, I think, I do think this play is better for most games. So like I said, I'm not a huge fan of that. I would actually just play here. It's not too bad, but since you don't have a, like if this was black, I would definitely do this instead. But since this is white, I would not play this. I would play like lower. This is fine as well. I think I've just gotten used to playing this. I think the best response is actually this. This is okay. I've seen some people do this. That's okay. I should have done this. I actually don't know the combination all that well, so I should have done that. But I just decided to take the 2 jump right there, which is not quite as good because then he can do this, which I think he did. So he does this. taking the 2 jump here, you also like, you leave things like this in the future. So that's why it's not that great. So he does that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. You can just do this as well. This is perfectly fine. But then I don't think black would respond. I think black would just do something like this. Because this kind of puts these 2 stones in a tight spot. So in my opinion, like after I do this, black should automatically do this. Because it puts, if I don't answer, like, it kind of puts these kind of stones in a little bit of a tight spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do this immediately. He does that. I'm obviously going to jump, like, I think some people would rather do this, and that's fine. There's not too much over here anyways, and it just connects. But for me, I prefer to jump out because it separates these 2 groups of stones. And of course, like the right move for black is to do this because that's solid. It's a little bit of territory. And then like white basically does this anyways. So this stone isn't very big right now because white spent a lot of moves, but I just wanted to separate it. Doing this is this is a bad move because doing this, once this becomes a stick, it becomes a lot stronger. It takes away a lot of the oddies that you actually have, options you have down here. And plus, it does not actually, it really doesn't prevent me from jumping down here. This particular move is, it's okay for strengthening this, but you have much bigger problems here. So obviously, I'm going to jump straight down. And the thing is, you can try to kill this stone, but you have to spend several moves to kill this stone, and it's not worth it right now. This is not... I'm wondering if I should just take this and let him go here. Because if I do this and then, like... I don't know what I would actually do here. Maybe something like this, but then you have this. So, not exactly sure. If I do this and then maybe just do something like that... come up top or something, that actually might have been better for white. Because you already got a pretty big advantage here. So I connect, he does that. I do this. That's actually pretty big. And I ended up doing that because I wanted to secure this particular stone. I don't think this definitely wasn't the best for me. I think like here, maybe if I did this, because if I did this, like he can't really come out here. He's not alive here. So like in this kind of situation, when he does this, you could do this. But then he has like this option though, which is problematic. So I don't know. Maybe this is like the best move. And then if he actually does this, you can go up here in the corner. I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, like I lost 1 or 2 points in this sequence, letting him get that move and then coming up here because I needed to secure the stone. He does that. I'm just going to go ahead and divide. I'm going to attack this stone. My structure is fairly safe. Yeah, Atariing one way I don't think actually would be good right now. Although it would still be pretty bad. It would still be kind of tricky for black. But I think like extending down is probably the best option right now. Because doing this, I feel like you're giving up too much and you're not getting much here. Although since you've already broken his side, I guess it's fine. But I'm just going to try to extend down to fight. He extends over. I'm going to go underneath. Now this increases my liberties exponentially. And it gives him problems. So he does that. I'm going to go ahead and jump here. I think this would have been fine as well. I just wanted to see what happens with this cut. Now that's bad. You could just do this right now and see what white does. Now if white connects, you can't connect because then white will do this and you're dead. So then you're dead, right? So you can't do that. So like you might think, like the thing is like, you might think that this has a lot of liberties, but because of G14, it doesn't actually have a lot of liberties. So the more he extends, the better it is for me, because the more liberties I actually have. That's obviously bad. If you extend this, you have to do this. And at this point, you know, like I could just do something like this. You extend out. and I can just do something like this. And now I have all this down here. This is extended out. You have a weak group here. You pretty much have a weak group here as well. So this does not actually, and this is not a good result for black. So like I said, the further you let me extend out, the worse it is. But the thing is, you obviously can't do this, because if you actually do this, and realistically, like when he did this, I probably should have just like extended or something, because this isn't actually that bad. I don't think you win here. Oh wait, actually no, I can't do that. I mean, yeah, you do get a lot here, but getting all of this is probably more worth it. And then black, white can just come here or something. That, the other option I was actually considering, so like when I did this, I was like, oh, dang, I forgot he could just do that. He should definitely do that. And then just get this territory. Now, white's, and then I would extend up. White's definitely still ahead in this case, because obviously, like you sacrifice this entire side. White's definitely still ahead in this case. But that's the actual move to do. That's definitely the actual move to do. I forgot he had that move. I completely forgot about that when I first moved. That like 5 seconds later, I was like, oh, dang it, I forgot about that. So yeah, that's definitely the right move here. Letting me extend backward, you don't have enough liberties here. So that's probably, this is a mistake by me. And of course, I'm just going to come up here and kill this. The thing is, I think here you either ignore me entirely. You would either ignore me entirely or extend out. I would say ignore me entirely, because if you connect, you're just going to die anyways. So if you know you're going to connect and you're just going to throw more stones into the opponent, you generally don't do it. It's fine. Obviously, I have to extend this one out. And I find this, like, I don't know who actually wins this. Because I mean, I feel like black would probably win this particular Liberty battle. I feel like black would win that. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Because if I was black, I would definitely do this. Because if you realize something, if black does this, he's technically alive, because white can't extend in here. Like, either way, you're technically alive. So I just found it kind of weird that, he didn't just connect this. I guess he's dead there, so I guess he couldn't. So like I said, I didn't really calculate to see how this would actually turn out. So maybe it wouldn't actually turn. Yeah, it probably wouldn't turn out in his favor. Probably would not turn out in his favor. White has 5. No, this would actually turn out in his favor. Yeah, it's pretty hard calculation, but I think, like, I would look at it further, but if I was black, I would probably do this. I would probably do this and just take this. Now, even if he takes this corner like that, takes like that, this is still good for white, because white got all of this, and then like white basically gets all the outside as well. So it's not bad for white by any extent. I'm gonna just take this up here, and then he's gonna have to take that down there. Now, like, the AI says I'm up by 15 at this point. I personally think I'm up by more than 15 at this point, by all the outer advantages I've gotten. That's not a good move. Either something like this, or maybe even going up here, try to secure this, or maybe just like invading over here, approaching over here. I'm basically just taking bottom territory at this point. Invade here. I was a little bit perplexed at this. That's a wrong move. I don't exactly know how to answer this actually. When here, that's not a good move because since I'm solid on this side and this side, I always have this, which I did later. Just wanted to get that advantage first. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this. This is not great for him. Like, this right here is fine. Actually, this right here is fine. If you just, like, ignored me right now and did something like that, or gone on the corner, I think it would have been fine. But this is just feeding more points into me. This is a pretty easy sequence. I'm just going to take that. He's going to do that. This actually favors black overall, I think. He actually got a couple of points and he's alive. I got this, sure, but it favors him a little bit. That is a mistake. There's not that many points there. Like, there's no points in the center. He definitely should have played this move. Because this one is pretty big. At this point, I think I would have just done this, honestly. He did ignore that. I went in the corner. And it ends up being, it actually ends up being Sente for me. Then I was able to get this move. I know he's trying to make points here, but there's but there's just not that many points there in the center that you can get. This was a bad move. I would have just gone ahead and done this. And I would have gone ahead and done this and see how it comes out. I wasn't thinking about that. I should have just connected. But since he did that, I was able to get the Hane first, which is fine. This doesn't make any sense. Like, before you do something like this, you always have to calculate whether someone can go on top or not. Because if someone can go on top, you lose quite a few points this way. This is big for me because, like, if I didn't do this and this was connected, if he Atari'd here, this might be somewhat problematic in the future. This basically takes care of that problem. And yeah, here, basically, like, he used all these moves, but he didn't get any territory because I eventually got N6. I just kind of fumbled there. This is the easiest. That's the obvious move there. I mean, it's not like a huge amount of points. It's definitely not enough to win at this point. It's definitely not enough to win at this point, but like getting this in here is definitely more than this in here. So when you're deciding between those two, you have to like count are these points more than these points that you can get in here? The answer is yes, so you would cut that one off. Once again, like, before you do this, you have to realize that S16 is a really big move. So you have to think about, is Q15 better or is S16 better? And in this case, X16 is a lot better for him. So like these kind of trades, like see, like white plus 26.3. Now when you do that, it's white plus 29.5. See, so like you're losing small amount of points just by those trades. And in a close game, that's going to be enough to cause you to lose. The rest of this is just me clawing little bits back. So it's kind of like this particular game, like there was a lot of mistakes being made here. And some of that's just reading ability. Some of that's just like being able to tell reflexively, like what kind of shape is actually better. And I think like the mistake just begins with, small things like, small things like, this kind of move. here, and also not realizing that this move is actually key. Because letting me invade down on these two is going to be way better than over here. Because I think what black is thinking is like, oh, he's going to respond to the threat on this stone over here. But on a higher level, you have to think like, well, black has to take like 3 more stones to surround this stone, and if white just comes down here, that's going to be bigger. So in the beginning of the game, it's always like which move is worth more points, not so much like your opponent has to respond to your threats. And like I think that's one of the key factors moving up from like lower SDK into mid SDK into higher SDK, like realizing that your opponent doesn't have to respond to every move you do. So that's going to be the lesson for today. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will be back later.